So you've worked with global giants like Bechtel, WS Atkins. What made you decide to build your own firm?
Basically, in a very simple nutshell, I didn't want to be a small fish in a big pond. I wanted to be a big fish in a small pond.
Very nice.
So that,
I mean, that says it all. Actually, to be honest, I completely understand it. I get what you're saying. But when you founded Seed in 2004,
Yeah.
what was the one principle that you didn't want to compromise on? Uh, because India, and 30 years back, India was still sort of coming around of its age. Like projects were not so massive. Now we are in a boom stage, but companies are built on values. What was the one value system that you think you would?
it's the integrity. See, let's be very honest. Construction industry is corrupt to the core. I don't know whether I should be saying in this podcast, but it is a fact.
What it is?
Yeah,
It is.
it
You
is.
really can't do anything about it.
But we value and we are proud to say that we are a company above the board, and that has been our principle, and that has actually put us where we are now.
Yeah.
So the main principle is one is our integrity, and then my passion about sustainability. SEED's acronym is Sustainable Energy Efficient Design.
Right.
So more than 21 years or 20 years back, when the world was not even talking about sustainability, the passion to set up something which was built on whatever you design to ensure that you do your little part for the globe was one of the other main guiding principles. Yes, initial stages there has been a lot of issues wherein people never even listened.
Yeah.
But now things are catching up, and everybody is in the bandwagon of sustainability. But we are proud to say that
That's a core value.
the core value.
Uh, as an MEP consultant, what all projects have you delivered, and what all projects are you working on today?
Are you talking? You see, we have been
In
working
India context.
on the India context. Yeah. The best and the biggest project that we have completed is in Worli in Mumbai for Oberoi Reality. It's called the Worli 360 West. It's a 3.5 million square feet mixed use development. It is built as one of the most luxurious, not in terms of interiors and other things. Obviously, interiors and other things related to architecture. It has been designed by KPF, one of the world's leading architecture firm, and structure again, structurally designed by Lira, one of the world's largest, the best structural engineers. And we have been lucky to be the MEP consultant for a project of that magnitude and this thing. So that is I would say, the best project. One other issue is, we have been in India from 2011.
Okay.
The pace of the projects in India is very, very slow. So if you ask me, we are now designing the tallest tower in Mumbai, or the two tallest tower in Mumbai, all of those things. Even the Worli 360 best means the initial height of the building was 360 meters.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, due to the aviation regulations and all things, it has to be scaled down. But we designed for a 89-story building initially. And the other project is in Delhi for DLF, which is a 2.5 million square feet, 4 towers, called the One Midtown, which is again a very good project which has been completed.
Is this in Gurgaon? Like
No, it's not in Durga, it's in Motinagar.
Motiagar?
Yeah.
Oh, DLF Motiagar. I
Yeah.
know this. Yes. Oh, I know of this project.
Yeah. So
Very
these are, there are so many other projects in the final stages of,
Right.
construction and other things. So with respect to India, okay, in Kerala, we have completed a hospital project, 1.5 million, 1.2 million square feet, 800 bed hospital in Wayanad. There are a few other smaller projects, but the major one I would say is the cream is the Worli 360 West
Lovely.
and the One Midtown.
So people often see architecture as a glamorous side of the building design, right? But MEP makes it all work. Why is it still underappreciated?
It is lack of awareness, I would say, because the developers and the architects consider MEP as a stepbrother or stepchild. Okay, so but things are changing. Things are certainly changing. When we came here, from Dubai, the principle of MEP was never in Kerala, for example, but now it is in for every other project. But things are changing, and now you have informed buyers. Sustainability is making a big impact. They want to know, what is my monthly energy bill. So if my project is designed in a very inefficient manner, I have to pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
So running in a cost. So now the buyer is informed. So as and when the buyer gets more and more informed, MEP will take a major,
What are the three most common MEP design flaws that still show up in major projects in India even today?
okay, basically one is the electrical panel locations for the distribution board or the main panel. I've seen many a times the developers still don't appreciate to have a main rooms that has been allocated for the panels, and the architects also ask us to keep it below the staircase.
Yeah.
So which are all it is not code compliant, it is not safe. A lot of fire and other things can happen if it is not installed in the right manner. Then one of the other flaws I would say is on the air conditioning design, because air conditioning is now a major requirement in every city, because every other even the smallest of the dwelling, they will somehow or other. But we don't understand. I would not say it is a flaw. It is a flaw with respect to sustainability.
Yeah.
The basic thing is the design. The developer doesn't want to put in the initial money,
Right.
and the individual is asked to put in your air conditioning system. So what happens there is, supposing you have a 5,000 or a 3,000, 2,000 square feet. If you have individual this thing, your tonnage for that
It's higher.
is higher.
Yeah.
But if it is centralized, the diversity can be taken.
Yeah.
So like, for example, if the same principle has been applied for electrical, you would need trillions of megawatt to power a city
Exactly.
like Bangalore.
Yeah.
But electricity is now a central, kind of a thing.
And then it's distributed.
Yeah, now Dubai has got this district cooling. District cooling, we have been trying to, at least for major, development to talk. They are okay when it is coming to a commercial building. Now we are working with Tata Realty, wherein they are looking at a district cooling for their 8 million square feet of commercial project. But in the same campus, there is close to 5 million square feet of residential project.
Oh, wow.
They don't want to, connect to this. So that mindset, this conference was talking about net zero, and to ensure that India doesn't, guzzle up a lot of, energy. But for that, we as engineers and developers and architects should look at, things which will be done differently.
Can you tell me a little bit about the district cooling aspect of UAE that you're talking
All right. Okay. District cooling is basically, like I said, an apartment can have a split air conditioning.
Yes.
Or a window AC. Window AC is now out
about? It's
fashioned.
pretty much gone, yeah.
Gone. Now you have a split, which is more efficient. Then you have a VRF system, which is a more energy efficient system for a building. But when you have a 500 apartment, each of this having probably 8 tons or 5 tons, let's say 2,500 tons is there. But if it is a centralized, okay, forget even district cooling, that building has got a centralized chiller.
Yeah.
Okay, then this total tonnage that is needed can be diversified, because all the apartments all the time will not be using your air conditioning. So if you're taking for a building, you certainly have a much better diversity. But if you are looking at a district, that is what the district cooling means. It is covering maybe 25 buildings or 30 buildings.
Interesting.
So you have a central district cooling. So you have a central chiller, water cooled chillers kept remotely and centrally piped. Now all the major cities has got central gas. You have your LPG which is
Correct,
going.
yes.
Okay, so the LPG storage for a main this thing will not be 200 liters multiplied by, so many. So that is where, we should
So
be.
an individual apartment behaving like an industry in itself,
Yeah,
and then being blown up into a bigger
setup.
and using a single thing for everything.
So you have more than 50% diversity can be probably taken.
So the
Again,
numbers are lower, you're saying, in terms of energy consumption?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you are centrally, keeping it. It's mainly because of the diversity. Diversity is, if you understand diversity, it is basically simultaneous usage will not be there.
Yeah, fair. Tell us about a challenging project in UAE where MEP design saved the day.
MEP design?
Saved the day.
Oh, see, we are, again, I was in a panel where, collaborative design approach. I cannot, boast or state that because of, a challenging project, MEP design saved the day. But I can say, one of the projects that we are currently designing is a 70-story building.
Okay.
One of the, major aspect of where MEP, saved the day means if you look at it in a different manner, it's when you're a 70-story building, it is around 325 meter tall building.
Okay.
We could save 200 mm of floor-to-floor height, every floor, because of the efficient manner in which we design our MEP systems. In Dubai, it is all centrally air-conditioned.
200 mm each floor?
Each floor.
So that just saved the day.
That is, we save concrete, steel. It's a major, saving for the developer.
Cost, yes.
So that way, if you say, initially when I said save the day means, that somebody else made a big mistake and we came in and did
That's
something.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a direct question. Please be honest, sir. With all your years of experience, I really expect some really brash honesty here. What's the worst projects that you've seen in India in terms of MEP design? Some of the worst projects. You don't have to name them. You can just tell me what the problems were. If you want to name them, go ahead, please. I think it's required. We need to call good, good, and we need to call bad, bad. Unless we don't do that, things won't change.
I don't know. I will not see. There are shades of, bad
Yes.
of a thing. I will give you a simple example. Okay. I was, after 1 year of Bangalore airport being open,
Okay.
I've seen a lot of, talk, pictures, nice pictures of Bangalore airport, architecturally all, I landed almost a year back. It was the biggest shock of my life. The MEP systems in that project, which was visibly seen. So I don't know what is behind. It has been unbelievably pathetic. The quality of the products that is being used, the finishes of the things that is being used. And I, fortunately or unfortunately, put that out in LinkedIn. And I even got calls from the Bangalore Airport Authority people confirming that or accepting that, yes, we are facing trouble, but it is still early stage. We are, doing our best. Please come over. So I would not say, I'm not saying, but my eyes was focusing on things which nobody else would have looked into. Okay. So I would not say, but it's a bad project. It is certainly a fantastic project. Aesthetically, the way this, indoor, forest or
nothing wrong with the airport.
Yeah.
But there is, I personally think we should never shy away from calling a spade a spade. That is where change begins. It was nice of them to actually call you and
no, certainly
it was so gracious.
So gracious. Yeah. They were so gracious to accept.
And you did that. You pointed it out. Somebody, I think it did good rather than bad.
Yes.
And, how do you integrate sustainability in MEP without blowing up the client's budget?
20 years back, that was my main challenge.
Okay.
Whenever we talk about sustainability, what needs to be done, it was a huge, initial investment, and the return of ROI was 8, 10, 20 years kind of a thing. But things, because of the mass production of things, things are changed. But still, the main problem in India as well as in Dubai is for residential projects which are to be sold, developers are not interested in spending even a single penny. That's quite sad. they should see majority of the buildings are for dwelling and for people to stay. Developers are conscious when they are managing the project, hotels, IT parks. So they are managing, they are renting it out. So they want to ensure there is no running cost. But how fair is it that you are building and selling it to, the tenants or the people who buy, and it is unfair that developers and we as engineers are not taking care of the majority of the people who will be living. So that is something still there is a big gap, and people are not really interested, or they only look at certification. Certification, with all due respect, it is just putting things on paper.
I know what it
it's
is.
like an ISO certificate. Are you following this ISO?
No.
So here, lead certification, with all due respect. Again, I'm talking something quite controversial.
What is again calling a spade a spade?
Spade a spade. You should ensure that these are systems are in place. It is, you have to have audits every year. Wherein are you running this
Yes.
premises with the same level of efficiency as it was envisaged? And there was this net zero discussion, panel
yeah.
discussion. One gentleman was talking about, in India there are more than 200 billion square feet of space which is already constructed, and these are constructed in a very old fashioned, unsustainable manner. And within the next 10 years, there will be more than 200 billion square feet of new construction.
That will be happening, yeah.
That will be happening. So it's a huge, so we should also think about how to retrofit the existing buildings and also ensure that the new building that is going to be constructed. Otherwise, we are really, as a country, we are talking about make in India, do this, Atma
Nirbhar Bharat.
Bharat and other things.
Yeah.
We will not be, self-sufficient and we have to be,
If it truly aim to be there, right?
we have to think differently. And
Sir, I'm an engineer. Let's be honest. For some reason, there has always been that fundamental divide between architects and engineers. Let's be honest. Do architects respect MEP consultants enough, or is there still that disconnect somewhere?
there is certainly a disconnect. Architects, still consider, as I told you in the initial stage, consider MEP as a step child or whatever, which is changing certainly. Even in the panel discussions that we are hearing, they understand MEP makes the building breathe.
Yeah.
So it is never, no way you can, take a stepmotherly treatment to the MEP engineers or systems. And sustainability. Yes, architecture plays a major role in the way the building is designed, the way the building is oriented, so many things. But if the MEP systems are not designed in an efficient manner, that's a power guzzler, and there is no way, so sustainability is also driving, wherein architects are looking at us in a much better, respectful manner.
That's great, actually. Do you think is the lower bidder wins mentality, the lower bidder wins mentality, killing quality in MEP consulting and supervision? Because you're a business owner, I'm sure you've lost tenders to the lowest bidder. Each of us is marred by such a problem. The L1 wins. What's the challenge you see there?
Yes, there is certainly the L1, but you'll have to look at from the developer's point of view. He is looking at, he thinks everyone is equal.
Mm-hmm.
So he shortlisted probably 4-5 qualified people to bid for the project. Okay, so he will certainly, if it is equal in every other aspect, there is nothing wrong in the developer going with the L1. If I'm a developer, I will also. But obviously, it should not be a comparison between, you cannot, like, for example, compare a Merc with a Hyundai, that
Right.
kind of a
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
and then take a L1. That is certainly going to be harmful for the project. But if it is on a at par, basis. But one other issue with this is now there is e-auctions.
Mm.
Okay, wherein, it is the developers who's benefited, and fair enough. If I'm a developer, if I'm a builder, I will have an auction wherein I will initially give my bid, and then online it is it's open online, and it is a free for all kind of a thing. So
Absolutely.
you have to ensure this is where as I told you from the beginning, we are a company which is above the board for everything. We can't lower the fee in a very drastic manner, and we are all here to make money in a decent manner.
Absolutely fair.
So
it's a business.
It's a business. So there is no way we will go below a certain threshold, and good for the
I keep
other
telling my
party.
clients, I might be L2, but I'm Q1.
Yeah.
I always keep telling my clients, everybody. I think it's very important. But now, what you were saying, driving just from that, in the name of value engineering, how often do you think developers unknowingly ruin the building's performance?
It is rampant in Dubai as well as here.
Always.
It is not value engineering is, you as an engineer and me as an engineer can design it in a certain manner, and we can re-engineer it without compromising on the quality or the efficiency.
Okay.
But here it is value engineering in the term of it's cost cutting.
Yeah.
That is, you advertise that this building has got this tiles from Italy and XYZ. The white goods are from Germany and all of those things.
Fair.
And then once the tender is out, the contractors will come in and say, I can give you a Korean make or a Chinese make. That is not fair, that is not correct, and that is going to happen. But in the long run, quality developers will not compromise. They will do value engineering, but they will not do cost cutting.
Absolutely.
That is
Cutting of corners,
cutting
and
of
just
corners
like
and
compromising with the quality.
Corner-
Sir, you mentioned that buildings in Dubai also have similar problems. But when it comes to the developers in, let's say, Mumbai, and we're talking about Ubroys and whatnot, of course, because other guys are not able to match Dubai, right? The scales are different. If you were to rate Indian builders in comparison to those in UAE, where do we stand?
I would say the main builders, like DLF, Oberoi, and all of those Rehejas and all Godrej, all of those people, their building standards, I would not see it. It depends upon they have different grades of building.
Yeah.
The top grade, like for example, Worli 360 West. I'm telling you, Dubai, whatever projects we have constructed and handed over, this service, the Worli 360 West, there is absolutely some of the developers the projects in Dubai, I would say Worli 360 is much more.
Are Dubai developers better compared to India today?
They are certainly better in terms of the efficient way in which they do certain managed and deliver the projects. But here, it's a long process for various reasons. But
I think we're still stuck for timely deliveries.
Timely deliveries. But
Interesting.
quality-wise, depending upon, every developer has got low segment or mid segment, high the high-end products, there is absolutely